Good afternoon. It is Thursday, October 9th, and I've got your planning briefing for today. My name is Trent Parker with the National Weather Service in Missoula, Montana. A couple key points. We've got some showers in the forecast for Friday. Still going to be a pretty warm day with temperatures getting into the low 70s in the lower valleys. And then we'll see increasing shower chances into Saturday, much cooler temperatures. And then the big story, the really cold air comes in, snow levels lower, and widespread precipitation expected into Sunday. And we're going to continue to remain cool and unsettled into the middle of next week as well. So yeah, we're transitioning into winter. Time to start thinking about prepping your cars, and we could see a couple of our first snowflakes of the season for some valley locations, especially up in far northwestern Montana. And we've got more mountain snow in the forecast. This storm is looking a little bit juicier, a little bit colder than the last one we had last weekend. As a result, we have just pushed out some winter storm watches for many mountain locations. These are all elevation based, so basically above 4,500, 5,500 feet, we could see some pretty substantial snow. And so that's what we're watching as we head towards Saturday and Sunday of this weekend. Weather threat matrix showing some wind popping up on Saturday, turning to snow as the main concern for the weekend. We could see some snow down to the lower elevations, so we are kind of elevating that messaging, especially up there in northwestern Montana. Satellite imagery this morning featured that broad trough here off the Pacific Northwest coast that's continuing to pump in a little bit of moisture out of the southwest and a little bit of cloud cover as a result for today, but we'll start to see those precipitation chances really increasing in earnest by Friday afternoon. Here's where that low goes over the next couple of days as we head into your Saturday. It eventually moves inland, and that's where we start to see those cooler temperatures. Another trough up here towards British Columbia and Alberta merges with that low, and that's what's bringing us those real colder temperatures for Sunday into Monday. And we're going to stay unsettled through most of next week as well, like I said. So some south to southwesterly winds kicking up for Friday and Saturday afternoons, mainly in the teens to 20s. And we could see some west winds continuing into Sunday as well. But then by Sunday night into Monday, we'll start to see a shift of winds towards the north and northeast, especially up in the far northwestern part of our region, like Kalispell, West Glacier, Marais Pass. We could see some gusty, cold winds coming in from the east of the divide. Temperatures are going to start to trend downward as we head towards the weekend, but we've got one last warm day on Friday. The normal last 70-degree day is actually spot on, October 10th, which is tomorrow. And the latest ever recorded 70-degree day in Missoula was November 12th, kind of an outlier, about 2 weeks later than any other. And we'll start to see those temperatures going into the 40s and overnight lows in the 20s as we head towards your Monday into Tuesday. And in fact, Monday, there might be a couple of valley locations struggling to get out of the 30s. Probabilities for precipitation start to ramp up Friday afternoon into Saturday, really peaking Saturday late night into early Sunday morning. And then we continue to see those chances tapering off through the day on Monday and really lingering through much of next week as well. Can't rule out any showers, especially towards the Tuesday, Wednesday timeframe. RHs, one last night of poor overnight recoveries. Tonight could see some 30 to 40% for maximum RHs. And then otherwise, the moistening trend really takes hold as we head into the weekend and much of next week. Here's what it looks like for probability for a quarter inch of liquid precipitation or more. This would be through Saturday night, so all day Saturday, really targeting pretty much areas of I-90 east of Missoula down towards southwestern Montana and portions of north central Idaho, getting the best chances for rainfall. And as we head towards Sunday, this would be probabilities again for a quarter inch or more, really highlighting northwestern Montana. In fact, we're looking at about an 80 to 90% chance to see a quarter inch or more, much higher amounts as you head towards the continental divide where we're expecting heavy snowfall. And then that tapers off as you head towards the south. And for Monday, with lingering shower chances in the forecast, the probabilities for really good amounts of precipitation start to wane. Continental divide seeing those highest chances, as well as far northwestern Montana up into the Cabinets and Kootenays. Lowest snow levels, you got to tack on 2 extra zeros to some of these numbers here to get what you want in your elevation in feet. But overall, we're seeing those snow levels up around 11,000 feet through Friday, and then slowly lowering to about 5,000 feet on Sunday. And then Monday, the coldest day, potentially flirting with valley floor locations around 3,500, 3,000 feet, even lower up there towards places like West Glacier and Marais Pass. So as a result, here's what it looks like for median snow accumulation. 0 inches of snowfall from 93 all the way south through Missoula to the Bitterroot Valley. Substantial snowfall up in the higher elevations, especially north of I-90. And then the higher end, we could see maybe 2 inches of wet slushy accumulation on some of those grassy or elevated surfaces in the northern Flathead Valley. and maybe up to an inch in the Missoula Valley. But otherwise, looking like maybe 1 to 2 feet up in places like Logan Pass above 6,500 to 7,000 feet. So pretty substantial snowfall here coming from many of our mountain locations. Here's what Route 2 looks like from Kalispell up to Moraes Pass. Like I said, about 0 to 2 inches in Kalispell, and that increases as you head towards the east. Essex about 2 to 10. And Moraes Pass can be pretty tricky, 6 to 16 inches or more of snow coming for you by Monday afternoon. And as far as 93 goes, as we head towards the south, Hamilton through Darby, about a trace of snow. Sula up to an inch. Lost Trail Pass 2 to 7. And then as you head south into Lemhi County, 0 to a trace, maybe up to an inch in places like Salmon. On I-90, as you head west from Missoula, 0 to 1 out towards Alberton. Not expecting a whole lot in Superior or St. Regis. They're kind of too low elevation for this snowstorm. And as you head up towards Lookout Pass, maybe 2 to 7 inches in the forecast through Monday afternoon. 0 to 1 in Deer Lodge, 0 to 2 in Anaconda region, and then 0 to 2 in Butte as well. But this could be a little bit tricky. Homestake Pass, trace to 4 inches. May not sound like a lot, but it doesn't take a whole lot to really ice up that roadway up there, especially with a breezy northeasterly wind. Kuski, not expecting any snowfall, too low in elevation up through Lowell. And then once you get up towards Lolo Pass, though, we could see 2 to 7 inches on Highway 12, which could be a little bit of a tricky spot here as we head towards Monday morning. 6 to 10 day precipitation and temperature outlooks featuring a pretty good chance for below normal conditions as far as temperatures are concerned, and then maybe slightly above normal conditions for precipitation, but really not expecting anything too out of the ordinary as we head towards the middle of the month. So thanks for watching. The next scheduled briefing will be this Sunday, October 12th. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your week and stay safe this weekend.